Ah, there we are. Very good morning to you. It's Thursday, the 4th of April 2019. Welcome to Chapel Hill, Lincolnshire, and this morning's United Kingdom score coming to you live, boys and girls, from our plush Lincolnshire television studios. Here in the caravan, little model of the caravan there. Thank you so much, those of you that joined us for our very, very late night show on Wednesday, very early Wednesday morning. We did a 1 o'clock show in the morning. It's the first time I've done that, and I've wanted to do a very late night show for some time now, and did it at and from the caravan. For some reason, I had that in my head. I'd like to do that, and for months and months, and at last we managed to do it. Different people there, of course, although some of you were there as well. I mean, does anyone ever sleep anymore? That's the question. Is anyone actually falling asleep? Or are you permanently awake at all times, waiting to hear what I've got to say, boys and girls? And let's be honest, it's so much more interesting than the Houses of Parliament. A complete draw yesterday. Wasn't it 310 votes either way for something or other? That's why everything's going wrong, you see, I think. Whatever the subject, whether it be political or other stuff, everything seems to go 50-50 these days, or roundabout, maybe 48-52 or 51-49. Everything's kind of split down the middle. I wonder why that happened. Funny, isn't it, really, when you think about it? We always used to get a decent majority of whatever you're talking about. Now everything's roughly 50-50 and no one can agree. Funny, isn't it, really, how that's happened over time? I don't know. Anyway, might sound slightly different because I'm still on the temporary microphone. My brother-in-law, he had a little how do you say it? Lavalier, a tie clip microphone, which he gave me, which he doesn't use anymore because he does his own videos. Was it yesterday afternoon or Wednesday afternoon? I can't remember, but he gave me this thing, which, but I've opened it when I've got back here, and the little clip is missing that clips it on there. So I've got the microphone, the wire, the cable, the battery, the case, but the little clip is missing. So I rang him up and he said, I'm sure I checked there was a clip in the box when I gave it to you, and I opened it at my sister's house to have a quick look, but it wasn't in there, so I don't know where that's gone, really. And we've looked high and low for it. I've searched the caravan, I've searched my car, and I've searched in the living room as well. It's one of those things that's gone missing. It's very small, just a little bit of wire. You can buy them on eBay. You can't buy one for like 50 pence. You've got to buy like 10 of them for a tenner. But it'd be worth me getting those. So I'll have one more final look and I might order some of those, because I've forgotten my little microphone when I came up here. And I only use it here, to be honest. I only really use it here, so I'll bring it up next time and be done with it. Let's say hello to some of you this morning before we kick off. I might have lost the first lot of messages, incidentally, okay? It's possible that I lost the first lot of messages this morning because I forgot to... The message thing still isn't working properly, so I'm having to get them from somewhere else. The first message I can see in front of me is from Gustav. Good morning, Gustav. Morning to you, sir. Katie Ann Patterson, good morning. He needs a bit of noise in the background. What do you mean a bit of noise in the background? I will not be in the background of... Oh, where have I gone? I will not be in the background if you don't mind. How rude. I will not be background entertainment, Gustav. Give me your full attention, please, if you don't mind. Morning to Peter Lake. He's there on the YouTube. A wonderful sunshine day in Woodall Spa. Come back to Lincolnshire, Chris, please, from Peter Lake. I'm here. I'm here in Lincolnshire now, my friend. Am I looking a bit coloured today? Am I looking a bit coloured, sort of an orangey? Honestly, I don't wear any of that stuff. The orange makeup that Donald Trump seems to use. No sunbeds for me, very dangerous. Morning to Joanna. Morning, young Joanna. All right, my darling. Peter likes the bright shirt. We like bright colours, Peter. You know that. You know that. Have you checked your pockets? Yeah, it's not in my pockets either. Not even in the coat, because it came in a little black box, you see. Don't know where it's gone. Tony Carroll is in Foxton, New Zealand. Good morning, Tony. Ray Reynolds, can we have your votes from Lincolnshire? Yeah, 200 for you, Ray. 200 out of 200 for you playing your ukulele. Happy birthday. For next year, yeah. Morning to Adam the Plumber. Mike Rees-Ponto, good morning to you, sir. Tina Fink, hello, Tina Fink. Good morning from your friend in the USA. Hope you have a wonderful day. Looking forward to one. Got stuff happening today, which I'll tell you about. New bed arriving today for the caravan. New bed, which will be arriving from 12 o'clock. sometime. I think this thing is, it's from Argos. They're a bit, their time slots are a bit wide, so that should be arriving by 12 o'clock. Sorry, after 12 o'clock this afternoon, which has given me time to do a show, finish it off, and then move my bed out, because caravans are small. You know, to get a new bed in, you've got to get the other one out of the caravan first. So hopefully it won't rain, because my sister's having the old mattress. Because that was quite a new bed that was in my in the bedroom here, but the bed is simply too big for the room. You know, it's such a devil to make and get your hands on it, and it's in a frame, so you've got to lift the thing to tuck the sheets over. I like a nice neat bed, don't you, Tina? I like a made bed. Remember when you was a kid and you wouldn't make the bed, would you? And it's all scruffy. There's nothing better than having a lovely made bed with fresh sheets on it. Oh, lovely, dear. Fresh sheets, and more importantly, Tina, no stains. I don't have any stains on my sheets. I'm pleased to say all the mattress come to that. You know, if you've got a little bit of an incontinence problem, there's nothing wrong with getting one of those mattress toppers or something like that to stop the incontinence soaking through. Gustav's got one of those. He has. Gustav watches a show every morning. We're all adults. We can talk about these things. You need a mattress protector. It's just like a sheet, and you put it over, and that's it. All sorted. Good, isn't it? Morning, Diane Deb. Morning, Diane, you lovely lady. Diane Jeb. Sorry, I said Deb, didn't I? Mike's pretending there's no sound. I know there's sound because there's a little meter there going like that. And I usually look at it. I didn't look at it on Tuesday and Wednesday for about 10 seconds. It goes like that. Well, it doesn't. It goes like that. Like that it goes. So if that's flashing away, I can tell you can hear me, you see. Katie Ann loves the yellow shirt. Thank you, Kate. This is probably one of my oldest shirts. It's a Ben Sherman. This has got to be about 20 years old. And it's my favourite one. I love the bright colour. Absolutely love that colour. Good morning, Claire. Hello, Claire. Saw your late night show, but not live. Okay, glad you didn't come back to Mysore and have welcome visitors. No, well, I mean, I don't seem to suffer from that here. Not even underneath the caravan. I had some men working here yesterday, which I'll tell you about in a bit. And there's nothing under the caravan either. Lapel microphone. Thank you, Adam. Lapel microphone. Or lavalier mic. Lavalier. That's what it's called as well. That's the word I was looking for, actually. Lavalier. I always confuse it with lavatier, which I think is something to do with toilets, isn't it? A toilet microphone. Thank you very much. It's just the microphone I'm using, Adam, is just a general a workhorse of all microphones, an SM58. If anyone ever said to me, what microphone do you think I should do for live work, as in theatres or, you know, a holding microphone, a handheld microphone, karaoke, announcements, anything like that, I would say to you a Shure SM58. Workhorses of the sound industry, absolutely. You can drop them, you can throw them at people, and they still work. And believe me, I've thrown a few microphones at people, yes. You know, usually up their own arse drag queen type people. They're not all like that, some of them are though. Generally, the worst people to work with are the ones that have the least talent. And that's not a joke. That is true. The worst people to work with are those that haven't made it yet and aren't going to. They are just a bloody nightmare. Oh, can you do this? Oh, it don't sound right. Can you do this? Professionals, you give them anything. You give them like a tin can, sing into that, and they'll just get on with it. Absolutely, yeah. Morning, Tommy Flynn. Hello, Tommy. All right, I've got a bit longer beard today. You may have noticed. A little bit longer there. You see, I haven't bothered doing that. Oh, look who it is. One of my favourite people, Michaela. Such a warm person. She comes a lot to the karaoke. Michaela. Beautiful lady. I am looking a bit flushed, am I? Hello to Gary Stevens, who's in Gran Canaria. Oh, Gary, you're not still going there at your age, are you, dear? Oh, I did that 3 or 4 times about, Christ, must be at least 10 years ago now. You're too old to go to these places, Gary. You should have moved on to Thailand or somewhere like that by now. Gran Canaria, you must be the oldest one on the island, are you? Jesus Christ. Hello, or Cyprus, that's where you've got to move on, Gary. There's no point in going to these places that all those young people go to when you don't fit in anymore, dear. I've moved on. Cyprus was me this year, you know, quietly walking around. You have to get, you know, going in all those pubs, trying to pick people up, my love. You know, you must have noticed by now, you keep getting back to the room on your own. Huh? You've got to be happy with other things in your life. You know, walking down the seafront at Brighton with an ice cream, or going along Cyprus and popping in for a pizza and sitting there with different people. And I'm afraid it's gone, Gary. You can't go to these places anymore. That's why I sit here and do chat shows. There's no one to get rid of in the morning anymore. It's true. Hello to Julian Clark. Good morning, Julian. Julian's got the right idea. He moved abroad, didn't he? Somewhere very nice. Morning, Julian. Hello to Jason Shaw, you lovely man. Morning, Jason. Tina Fink says my bed always has to be made. Absolutely. Got to make the bed. First thing I do when I generally get up in the morning is I pull the covers right back, get dressed and fling open the windows. Good airing. We like a good airing. Have you ever been in someone's bedroom, Tina? You know, and it stinks. Usually teenagers. Yeah, when I used to go into I was grown up now. My nephew Gary, who's now 30, I think he's 33 or 34 now, and his feet teenagers' bedrooms absolutely stink, don't they? Aren't they awful? And my nephew's bedroom, the smell of the feet. My God, when he was a little boy, teenagers, about 11, 13, anything from 13 upwards or younger even. My sister says my other nephew's bedroom smells horrible as well. Jimmy, he's 22. And by 22, I would have thought you'd grown out of those smells. Girls as well, I know. Morning to Michael Pullman. Good morning to you. Gary Stevens, see the stain on the shirt. There's not a stain on this, is there? Are you winding me up? I hope not. Let me hope not. These shirts are cleaned immediately and ironed by my lovely sister. Thank you very much. Tommy, I can get you free adult incontinence pads if needed, because he's a nurse, Tommy. That's very kind of you, Tommy. I don't need it yet. Gary Stevens might need it. Gary might need them. It's always embarrassing, Gary, on the occasions that you might get lucky and you're taking your clothes off and in front of someone you've got to remove an incontinence pad first. This is late. This is like a late night show, the stuff I'm talking about here. Is the colour too much in my face? Do you want me to do something about that? I might be able to do something about that. Just let me know if it is or not, or I'll leave it like this. I think I've got a wrong setting on the camera thing. Michael Pullman, morning to you in sunny Australia. Morning, sir. Just coming into their autumn now, or winter, aren't you? Yeah. Mike, what is your mic used in your Bracknell studio? Oh, that's a Behringer B2 Pro. A Behringer B2 Pro, which I purchased about 15 years ago. I've got two of them. Not massively expensive in the whole wide world of microphones, but more expensive than, say, someone sitting in their bedroom making tapes would be, if you see what I mean. Yeah, I think I paid about £100 for it years ago. You can get microphones well into the thousands of pounds, but you wouldn't need something like that. Not for doing something like this. You spend a decent amount on a microphone. I would spend up to probably up to about £180 on a really good microphone. I would spend up to that, no more than that. That's much more than Joe Bloggs in the street would spend. But if you wanted to do this like as a thing, it would sound really good. Something like that, you know. Gary, it was Bears Week. Just my luck. Or was Paddington there? Do say hello to them. Do say hello if you see little Paddington there. Bears Week, oh dear. Good morning to you, Todd. Good morning, you, Todd. First time here, aren't you? Morning to you, sir. Welcome along. Smelt like something died in my bedroom this morning. I blame the mattress. No, you're not having curry, are you? Oh, I'd had terrible wind in the car last night. Me and my sister, they weren't pleased. Loud ones as well. I like loud ones, don't you? I've got a fart machine next door that they gave me for Christmas. Hilarious. I was doing a FaceTime with my mate. This is around Christmas period last year. And I had this fart machine. And I was talking, I went... And his face is like... He didn't realise it was a machine. I kept doing it. Eventually he realised it. That's great, isn't it? Turn the light off, says Gary Stevens. No, I won't see me then. Hang on a minute. Let's take this colour out a bit. It is a bit much, isn't it? I can tell it's a bit much. I've done something wrong with the video thing. Where's the right light? Let's try that. Is that going to adjust it? Oh, well, that's. Now we've lost it completely. Oh no, it's back again. Hang on. I thought that had gone wrong completely then. Hang on. Let's just let's take that colour out a bit. Take that out. Take that out. And the autofocus and colour. Oh, there it is. Colour intensity. I knew there was something there. Hang on. Take that down a bit. Just a little bit. How's that now? Is that a bit better? Yeah, it should be a little bit more natural looking. I don't want to look like Donald Trump, do I? Good morning to thank you, Tommy. That should reset in a minute. Good morning to Tommy Flynn says, Gary, your incontinence pads are now on their way to Gran Canaria. Keep an eye out in the post in the hotel for you. All right, see if they arrive there. Okay. David Wilson Boyer, good morning from wet and cold Switzerland this morning. Morning to you, sir. You Todd says I changed mine. It's Rob Bailey from. Oh, it's Rob Bailey. Ah, yes, from Kelsall. Rob Bailey. I remember your name. Fart Machine. We've been to pals on Facebook since last year. Yeah, that's the one. You changed your name, you naughty boy. Changing it. We don't know where we are when people start changing their blooming names on here. Right. Well, yesterday morning. Of course, there was no show yesterday morning because we did a very late night one. Well, we did do one yesterday morning, but it was 1 o'clock in the morning, which I really enjoyed that. It's funny when you're sitting here at 1 o'clock in the morning. I think if you look at the beginning of the show, it's like quite quiet, because I'm concerned that other people around me could hear you, because the sound insulation in caravans is not good. I'll tell you like that. But where I've got my little mini studio, which is a spare room, it's very, very small in here. Really small. You'd struggle to have 2 people in here doing a show, right? But I'm facing that way, okay? In front of me, although I've got the curtains closed, otherwise I look bright yellow, even worse than I do now. In front of me is the fields, okay? So I'm talking to you, and behind you is fields. Nothing else there. Now, that way, there's a wall. There's my bedroom. Then there's another wall, and then there's a gap, and then there's the other caravan. So I don't think they'd be able to hear me doing this. I wouldn't want to disturb anyone doing this. But it is funny, like that time of night, you switch on 4 o'clock in the morning, it's dead quiet here. Nothing to hear at all. Nothing to hear. You can't hear a motorway. I'm far away from the roads. Nothing. And you're aware that you don't want to really disturb someone, so it kind of starts quiet on that. Good morning to Adam, who's in Tamworth, Australia. Good morning, young Adam. Welcome to the show. You Todd says, I'm here because the ex-wife can't find me now because he's changed the name. Good idea, you Todd. Escape from the ex-wife. Very, very good idea. Very good idea indeed. So yesterday, I had arranged for some men to come and do some underfloor insulation on the caravan because in the winter, when it's really cold, let me tell you, the floor is really cold. Now, I've got carpet on the floor. It's not particularly thick carpet, but nevertheless carpet there, and you would think that'd give you a bit of insulation. Oh, no, not at all. I mean, I remember on the first cold night that I had here, and I got up to have a wee at night. Oh, my feet were so cold on that floor. So the next day after that, I bought a pair of slippers, which kind of sorted the problem out, but not pleasant at all. But I was looking around. I'm on a static caravan Facebook group on Facebook, and people talk about stuff and what they've done to caravans, or people might have questions, you know. But one question that comes up a lot is flies. People have a problem with flies in the caravan. I've not had the problem here at all, really. And then people go on there and suggest things to do. One particularly good thing is to get the fly spray. You know, Raid is a very good one, isn't it? Raid. And literally spray the fly spray into the vents all around, because caravans have got vents all the way around, which you mustn't block up. Idiots block up the vent. Oh, there's a bit of a draft, I block up the vent. You know, and generally the vents are not where the draft's coming from. But a way to do it is to spray in the vents, and you're all right for a few weeks, apparently. I mean, the spray, it's not just psst and then it's gone. You know, I think it sticks to surfaces. So then the flies come in, and the spray can work for weeks if you just spray it in events and stuff like that. And I was looking around on there, and I saw some people had underfloor insulation put on. So I thought, oh, that's a good idea. So I messaged the bloke, and I said, how much is it? He said, well, we need to look at the caravan first. Where are you? Da 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 da. Okay, can you send us some pictures? So I did, took some pictures of the caravan underneath and all that. And he said, yeah, that's fine. Be about £320, 320 or 340, I think it was, something like that. And I had a little think about it, and I thought that seems very reasonable, because I'd already gone down to B&Q, right, to have a look at some insulation, and I found this foil stuff which is on a roll, and it's not massively thick. I suppose about a centimetre thick, something like that, and it's silver both sides, just like the aluminium foil, you know, that you wrap food in that goes in the oven and things like that. But it was like it was £68 a roll. I thought, blimey, that's dear. So when he quoted me £340, I thought that seems a very reasonable price. You know, you got a bloke coming, or I didn't know how many people were going to come, and underfloor, pin it all up, provide the materials themselves, and Bob's your uncle sort of thing. So I arranged way back in January to have this done. I couldn't have it done until this week, because obviously the site was closed in February and March, and they would need to come in. So that was fine. So we arranged all this, and he said he'd be here around about 9:45. And right about 10 minutes before he got here, he rung up. He said, we're on our way now. So then I have to walk around to the gate. You see, because there's like a gate like that at the entrance to the site, and if you can't get in unless the gate's open. You've got a little key, a little what do you call it? A little key, a remote control thing. As you come to the thing, you push the A button and it raises. Push the B button and it comes back down again. I'm very naughty with that, actually. What I do with and it's got to get me eventually. I know it is. What I do is I push the A button, and the thing starts going, and I go underneath, and then before it's even raised, and before I've got right underneath it, I push the B button as I'm going along, just to see if I can get through it before it closes down on my car. I mean, how stupid is that? I do it every time. And I said, oh, I just made it that time. It's mad. I shouldn't really do that. I mustn't do that. Anyway, so, yeah, about 10 minutes before, and it was about 9:30 when he rang. And I walked around there, bang on time, absolutely bang on time. I like that. Bang on time. 10:45 it was. Sorry, 10:45 he said he was going to get here. He's arrived and he's come round, and that was it. It took me a little bit longer. I couldn't get in the van with them because there were two of them in the front and there was no room for me. So I walked back round, it's about a 5 to 8 minute walk from my caravan to the gate. 2 minutes in the car, but 5 minutes if you walk all around there. And they were already getting out of the car, putting on overalls and things like that. I said, okay, I'll make you a cup of tea, boys. Yeah, we'll have a cup of tea, and I'll leave you to it. And that was it, really. They just got on with the work. They weren't talkers, because sometimes you get workmen and they just talk, don't they? Oh, and they talk and they talk and they talk, and a 10-minute job ends up taking 3 hours. But no, they didn't talk much at all, really. They literally got on with the job. While they were here, my brother-in-law came round, Martin. Oh dear. The reason he came round is because I changed one of the gas bottles around. Good morning, Claire. Claire likes Claire's all right with the colour. Okay, thank you, Claire. I'm a ray of sunshine on a miserable day. It's not miserable here. It's beautiful out there. The sun's out and everything. Oh, text messages. Any text messages coming through this morning? Not yet. You can text in as well if you want to. 07551 259 675 is my text in number, okay? 07551 259 675. Okay? So my brother-in-law came round, and the reason he came round is because I had to change the gas bottle over. Now I changed the pipe over. I couldn't get the thing to turn on. I'm pushing, and it's just a twist thing on top to turn the gas on. And I've got a tea towel out, and now, after a while trying to twist something, your hands go a bit sensitive, don't they? Anyway, he was I'd already rung him up, and he said I'd come round. He was halfway round, and then I went back up. I thought, well, I'll have one more go. Well, I'm turning the bloody thing the wrong way, aren't And it says on it, open, closed. I'm trying to turn it off. Of course, it's not going to move that way, is it? Oh, so I turned it off. Oh, no. I rang him quickly back, but he was halfway on his way. So he came round for a cup of tea, and we sat in my living room, as we usually do, putting the world to rights, talking about how terrible the world is now and how much better it was when we were youngsters, that sort of thing. And had a cup of tea, and while we're working, the blokes, you could hear them banging underneath, banging this metal, this like silver insulation stuff up there. The bloke told me the insulation is actually about that thick, about a centimetre thick, which is the equivalent to having the old style insulation of about 2 inches thick. So I was happy with that. So they're banging away. They've got some sort of stapler machine under there. Not a pleasant job, really. I don't think they would have been on their backs with some sort of mask on, I would assume, and glasses on in case anything drips into their eyes from underneath. You don't know what's underneath a caravan. They were telling me they found a dead rabbit the other day. Things, you see, that's the thing. Things can get underneath caravans because they're quite high up. Not so much in mine. There was nothing underneath mine because I've got like a wooden skirting that goes all round the outside. And the idea of that is that should make it warm as well, because the wind can't blast underneath there. So it should make an improvement. And it's funny, we were sitting in the living room, which is at one end, and you could hear them moving slowly along underneath, you know. So then they were there, and gradually they got to the end, and it was all done. Yeah, my brother-in-law went home while they were still working, actually, and I popped into the office to see Sylvie. She's owner. Her and her husband, Sylvie and Alan, they own the site, just to order a new gas spot. Well, it was nice to see her. I haven't seen her for a few months, obviously, when the place is closed. So we're having a chat in there, and another bloke come in to pay his rental bill. So it was a nice morning, and then by the time I come back, the boys had finished. They gave me the bill, £320 or whatever it was. So I said to him, "What else do you do?" He said, "Well, what do you want done?" I said, "Well, I don't know." And he said, "Well, we do bathrooms." I said, "All right, okay," because I've got this old, like a mini bath. You can't lay down there, and the shower is above this mini bath, and it's around the taps. The plastic is all, there's some cracks in the plastic. You don't really want to repair it. So I'd quite like a proper shower, you know, a glass shower cubicle in there. And then he'd come in and look, and he said, "Yeah, that would be all right." I said, "How much would it?" And he said he'd get back to me with a price on that. So he said, "But it probably wouldn't be any more than a few £100." I said, he said, "You don't want a toilet, do you?" I said, "Well, it's a funny coloured toilet. It's like a cream coloured toilet, and I don't like that. It would have to be white. Do you know what I mean? It has to be white." So he said, "Yeah, well, that would be £200 for a new toilet, all fitted and everything in there." I said, "Well, that sounds quite reasonable." I don't think they rip people off, those two. I really don't. He was saying that the caravan manufacturers don't like them because it stops people buying a caravan. You know, to buy a spanking brand new caravan, bottom of the range, you're looking at about £25,000. Seriously. That would buy you a bottom of the range, no central heating caravan, something like that. So for a fraction, a very small fraction of the price, you can have certain things done. Like, well, I've had the insulation done. There's a new bed arriving today because that one's too big for the room. And you can do certain things to a very tiny fraction of the price without having to borrow some money and going and buying a brand new one. So that's what I'm doing to see what I can end up with. You know, I mentioned to you actually that I wanted a shed on the end to put the gas bottles in because they keep freezing up. Now I mentioned this to Sylvie, who's the owner of the site, yesterday, and she said, "Oh no," she said, "have a word with the bloke who lives opposite you. He's not there at the moment. He doesn't come back for a couple of weeks. I think he's gone in a touring caravan or something like that. He makes stuff for other caravan people on the site out of plastic." And she says, "I know he's made something for someone that literally hooks over the two gas bottles. If they're freezing, you know, you've got to put some sort of protection around it. Because they only freeze when it's really cold. And you don't want to go outside and pour the hot water over them to unfreeze them. Not when it's blooming cold like that." So that was it, and they finished. I paid the bill, and off they went. So a nice morning. Nice to have it all sorted out there. Let's just do some of your messages coming through there. Did I mention you? Who said I'm a ray of sunshine on a miserable day? We are the ray of sunshine. We are indeed. Let's just scroll back there. Adam, I said hello to you, didn't I, Adam? In Australia, good morning to you. Let's have a look. Shag pile might help the cold floor for when it's rocking. It never rocks. It doesn't rock, this caravan. Todd has gone now. Bye-bye, sir. Bye. Good morning to George Ramsey. Good morning. You can take the man out of the boy, but you can't take the boy out of the man. Use the gate properly. What gate? What gate? That one going like that. So you're supposed to wait. You're supposed to. You push the button. You're supposed to wait for it to go right up like that. I don't. I wait for it to go like that, and I think, I just about get under there now. And then when it's gone that far, then I start it closely again to see if I can make it on time. So what a stupid thing to do. That will cost me a few £1,000 if I muck that gate up, I tell you. Morning to Russ Philip Vernon. Welcome to the show. Hello to David Mallam. A very good morning to David. John Pinkerton is in the house. Morning, John. Matty James Perrin. Can I ask you something, please? Yeah, fire away, Matty. Anything you want, anything you want, sir. Martin Edwards is in the house. Morning, Aunt Martin Edwards. Caravan or canal boat? Caravan. Caravan, that's what I'm in, a caravan. You know I'm in a caravan, don't lie to me there. Morning to Maureen. A very good morning to Maureen. Texting in on the texting number this morning. Let's see if she's saying anything. It looks like there's 2 messages from her. See what Maureen's up to this morning. Don't forget that text number's there as well. Okay, if you can't get through on the other thing, text in 07551 259 675. If you're on Periscope, you won't be able to send us a text, I'm afraid. It just doesn't work for some reason. So use the text in number. Yes, there we are. Maureen says, let's have a look there. Maureen watched the late night chat show on record. Typed in the YouTube search what you gave me. No videos available. No, Maureen, don't type it on the YouTube search. You've got to type it into the address bar. You know the address bar at the top where you put www. something like that? Do you know where I mean? It's not the YouTube search you need to type that into the address bar. Now, because I don't know what the TiVo is like from Virgin Media. I don't know. Can you look up any web page by typing into the address bar? That the address bar and the YouTube search bar are 2 completely different things. All right, my darling. And you should find it there. If you can type in what I gave you into the address bar, that tiny URL thing. But if you haven't got an address bar, then I don't know what else to suggest, to be honest, my darling. So see how you get on with that, all right? That's not a new backdrop, John. That's I'm in Lincolnshire now. I've got 2 places. One's in Bracknell in Berkshire. That's with the pink flowers at the moment. I think it's got pink flowers. I'm in Lincolnshire now. This picture doesn't change. Whenever I'm in Lincolnshire, it's the picture behind us. That's why there's a slightly different thing. All right. Tommy, for the gas bottles, buy a rubber dustbin and put it in there. We do in Selzy, no frozen bottles. I've got a dustbin, Tommy. Right. The only thing is, it's not big enough. The gas bottles are the really long ones. Are they 45 kilograms, something like that? Very, very long orange things. They are. And I do have a plastic dustbin, but it's not big enough. That would be an idea, a plastic dustbin, wouldn't it? Oh, the boats behind. Are you talking about the boats behind me? I don't know what you see. Gary, you just said canal boats. I don't know what you're talking about. Can you not? People type in just a bit of the sentence now, don't he? Because he couldn't be bothered with his aging fingers to type in the whole thing. Why didn't you put I like the canal boats behind you instead of canal boats? How do I know what you're bloody talking about? Do pay full attention, dear. John, 2 houses, nearly as many as the Queen. No, this isn't a house. This is the caravan I'm in now, dear. Caravan, dear. Oh. So I come back here after buying my gas bottle. And I put my dinner in the oven. And 10 minutes later, my other nephew appeared. He's 22 now. Jimmy appeared in his work clothes, dropping work dust onto my nice clean floor in the caravan. So he turned up with a cheese and onion pasty. He said, "Hey, I bought you that." I said, "I've got my dinner in the oven now. 2 burgers, 2 cheesy burger type things. Linda McCartney. Oh, they're nice burgers, and they're like injected with mozzarella cheese. Oh, they're delicious, they are. But I've got this George Foreman grill. Any ladies got one? Any of you got one of those? A George Foreman grill. And to do the cheesy burgers in there, it doesn't have to make a mess of the grill. And then you don't want to scrape the black off, do you? Because then it'll start sticking. So I put them under the grill with a bit of silver paper. What's that stuff? Silver foil underneath it. But the grill, working off one of those gas bottles, is very slow. Oh my God, you could spend half an hour trying to get these burgers to do. So I said, "Well, I'll have the pasty now." He said, "Well, you can save it for later." I said, "No, I'll have it now." So I started munching that pastry all over the place. And while the burgers were doing, and it was nice of him to come round, actually. I like that. I like people just suddenly turning up. I do quite like that. Certainly in the caravan. And my sister's done it before. My sister does it sometimes. Sometimes with her husband, my brother-in-law, and Jimmy, and my other nephew Gary turned up once with the 2 children, with 2 of his children rather, and that was nice. I do like people just suddenly turning up unannounced. That's quite nice. That is. Are you a gypsy? No. Do you want me to be? There's some very nice looking gypsies out there, I must say. I like those dresses that the young gypsy girls wear when they get married. Aren't they fantastic? Wow. They know how to throw a party, those gypsies, I'm telling you. Gary, if you're up in Blackpool, I'm opening a hotel. Are you really? Oh, that's very nice. I've never been to Blackpool, Gary. I've always wanted to go to Funny Girls. Is that still open? And see a show there. I did think at some point I might end up working in Blackpool, doing some DJing and hosting. But I don't know if you know, Gary, I stopped the DJing a little while ago. Yeah, it's about a year and a half ago now. I gave up the DJing. I got fed up with it. Got really fed up with it. And the music as well. The R&B stuff is just awful. Awful. Thank you. Have another wine, John. That's a good idea. Have another wine, mate. Because I didn't do a show yesterday morning, it was funny. The time seemed to... I seem to have all this time, and as I say, the blokes come and did the fleur. I had my lunch. My nephew came and went. I looked at the clock, and it was only 20 to 2. And by then, it's usually like 4 o'clock if I've done a show. Because I haven't been swimming since I've been up here this week because I've been too busy. So usually, I'll finish a show and then go swimming, which will take me to about 12, but then drive there, drive back again. Then it's about 12:30 lunchtime. And I have my lunch, do some bits and pieces, and then before you know where it is, it's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But it's only like 1:45. So I thought, I don't know what to do with myself now, because it's too late to go swimming. Plus, I've had my lunch. You don't want to go swimming after lunch, do you? So I'm kind of pottering about, and I sort of fell in front of the television, watching the news, and Mrs. May and Jeremy Corbyn meeting up, and they're all going mad, aren't they now? There's nothing she can do that's right, is there? Poor old Mrs. May. Whatever she does, people aren't happy with her. I wouldn't like her job. Not for all the money in the world I wouldn't like her job. Must be just dreadful. It really is. So around about 2:15 I went to bed. I thought, I feel quite tired now, so I went to bed. And I got up again at around about 5 o'clock, and then I went over to my sister's house because it's our Skegness night. Martin, my brother-in-law, he was doing his latest restore video. He's restoring things at the moment, and he uploads the videos. If you have a look on my Facebook wall, facebook.com/Chris Redden UK, just go to the post below this one, I think it is, and you'll see Martin, because I've got the little camera out, and we did a short Instagram video, and you can see him restoring a set of scales, or at least a finished product of a set of scales. He buys stuff or gets stuff for nothing, right? And it's rusted old metal stuff, and he restores it to brand new. I mean, you wouldn't know. I mean, it looks fantastic. And he had this shiny pair of green scales in front, and the weights as well. He restores all those. He blasts all the rust off. I don't know what else he does. Presumably you have to put something on it then to stop it re-rusting. or maybe the paint just does it, I don't know. And he spray paints them, and he makes videos out of this and makes quite a bit of money. Well, I say quite a bit of money. It's probably just an average wage, actually, but it's lovely to be. I mean, I always thought I was extremely lucky to be making money out of something I loved, i.e. DJing, and now karaoke. And he makes these videos, and he loves making these videos, and he makes a living out of it. Not a massive. We're not talking millions of pounds here, you know, but he makes a reasonable living out of it. As wages go, I suppose he's probably below someone that would work in a decent job. I'm not talking about a shop job. Shop jobs are decent jobs, of course they are, but the pay isn't marvellous. But if you were, I don't know, working for British Telecom or something like that, it's probably the money he makes on the videos is below that. But nevertheless, he's making a bit of money now, and it's fantastic to be able to make money out of something that you love doing. And my cousin, he's got a job. He does computers and all that. He's about the same age as me now, and I remember my other cousin, his sister, telling me, you know, he's got this job, and he does the software for a large bank. He goes all over the world sorting out their computers and that, and he gets paid an absolute fortune. Far. He's got a castle in Scotland. I kid you not, he's got a blooming castle in Scotland, right? And he absolutely hates his job. He hates it. You know, why would you do a job that you really hate just for the money? Although looking at some of the people on the television sometimes, I think that, like Ben Shepherd. You know that Ben Shepherd? He never looks real. The smile is the fakest smile you'll ever see on the telly. And there's people on the telly, you think you're just doing this for the money. You're not even enjoying it. You got to enjoy what you're doing. I'm sorry, you do. Even if it means taking an enormous pay cut. Like poor old me, sitting here, dear. Sitting here, wondering where the next penny's coming from, dear. Gosh. Back to some of your messages there. 1 second, my darlings. Let's see if... where are we? Tommy Flynn, have you tried Iceland's No More Bull Burgers? 100% vegan? No, I haven't. Oh, that's a new thing in Iceland, is it? I wonder if there's an Iceland round here. I'll have to have a word with my sister. See if there's an Iceland round there. I'd like to try some of those. Yeah. Oh, Gary can get me free into Funny Girls. I'm not a freebie person, Gary. I would never ever say to some people, aren't they dreadful? Oh, can you get us in for free? I bet you get that all the time. Oh, can you get us in for free? People who Mr. Something for nothing. That's not me, darling. I pay my dues. £300 million new look for Blackpool. New tram lines, new theme park, 5 big new hotels. Oh, they pulled that. I've never been to Blackpool, Gary. Never ever been to Blackpool. Claire says, couldn't agree more. I've been a self-employed artist for 35 years. Don't earn a lot, but I love my work. I've always said that to people. If you try and do something that you want to do and that you enjoy doing, that's worth much more than thousands and thousands of pounds. It really is. Well done, Claire. Hello to Thomas. Morning, Thomas. Morning. Bit late this morning on Vaughan Live. Good morning, Thomas. And Happy TV is liking the new clock. As I say, I'm in Lincolnshire now. I'm in my little Lincolnshire studios, and then we'll be back in Bracknell on Saturday morning. Mike, Pikey quiz. Have you got a crystal ball? Yeah, I'll tell you what my crystal ball says, Mike. Shall I? Do you want to know when you're going to die, mate? No, I better not look into that. Have you seen that website? Is it a website or an app? And you can type in information, it tells you when you're going to die. Why would you want to know that? You'd just be worried right the way through to the day. I tell you, I kid you not, joking aside, someone told me I was going to die at 57. 57. Didn't tell me why or how. He said 57. Okay, well, I'm 56 now. So it's all getting a bit worried. So I'm hoping to get through to 50. Once I get through to 58, and he told me that like 15 years ago. And ever since then, I've been worried about it. I actually saw him a few months ago. And I said, do you remember you told me I was going to die at 57? He said, did I? I said, oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. I said, yeah, I've been worried about it ever since. I said, were you drunk that night? And he said, no, I wasn't. Oh. were you smoking that funny cigarette stuff? Because I know he does. He smokes that stuff. It's horrible, isn't it? You know that druggy stuff. He smokes that. Oh, it's disgusting. I hate the smell. Oh, dreadful. He smokes that stuff. And he said, no, I wasn't. He said, and then he said, do you do a lot of travelling up and down the motorway? And I'm like, well, yeah. And he didn't tell me anymore. Oh, my God. Well, I'm hoping to be doing this show for at least another 200 years. What would people do with their sad, lonely, pathetic lives if they didn't have me to listen to in the morning? That's the worry. Robert Lunn. There's an Iceland in Skegness. Plus they sell a range of Greggs frozen products. Did they do the Greggs vegan sausage rolls? Because they're just delicious. Oh, well done. Paul and Lou have made it. Christ, what's the time now? 9:45. You've just got here. I think we're going to have to start handing out notes for people that arrive very late for the show. You'd be the leader in those, you two, Paul and Lou, in Birmingham. Oh, dear. Ray Reynolds. Ray and Johnny Key are playing their ukuleles in Blackpool this Saturday night at the Winter Gardens. Are you back, Gary, in Blackpool now? Are you still in... No, you're still... Are you not back by Saturday, are you? I'd love you to meet two of my very, very good friends. Very talented, both of them, Ray Reynolds and Johnny Key. But maybe you've met them already, I don't know. They play ukulele really bad. They've got some beautiful instruments. And they look after them. They look after them. They're all bright and shiny. And they sound fantastic. Absolute professionals, those two. Please, if you can, go and see them. They're playing this Saturday at the Winter Gardens Opera House in a variety show with Jim Davidson, Anita Harris. I liked Anita Harris. I like Jim Davidson as well. Freddie Parrotface Davis and Mick Miller. So that's who they're going to be playing with this week. That'd be excellent, wouldn't it? John Aitken, morning, John. What have you got against Ben Shepherd? I think he's lovely. It's fake. It's all fake on the telly. It is a fake smile. Surely you can see that, John. You're not a fake person. He is on the telly. I'm sure he's all right off the telly, but when you're on the telly, the fact that he's not enjoying doing what he's doing is absolutely obvious. It really is. Tommy's coming to the karaoke tomorrow night. That's Friday night. Bring me a packet along with me. Oh, that's very cool. What, a packet of what? Vegan frozen burgers? They'd be soggy by the time they get to me, wouldn't they? They'd be unfrozen. Unfrozen. Morning to Alan Russell. Alan is a clairvoyant. I can do you a reading if you want. What do you do? Hand or tea leaves or what? There's a bit of Arabic writing now, I think it is. So a very good morning to you. Thank you for your little message there. Appreciate that. I'm really sorry I can't read Arabic writing. It's just I don't have the brain to do that, I'm afraid. I can do Facebook readings with people. I've done a few in the past. Oh, okay. What, do you want to look at my hand or something? There you go. Can you tell anything from that, Alan? I'm just giving you my hand now to look at. Anyone want to tell me that what's that stuff on there, like white stuff on there? Can you tell me by reading my right hand, Alan? Go and have a go. Hello to Matthew, who's in Brighton this morning with Jade and Dan. Ah, little Dan, how are you, darling? He works for BT. Works very hard on BT, don't you, little one? Eh? Yes. Michael, my father bought the same thing. He thought the same thing. He was going to die at 57 and he's 62 this year. You'll be fine, Chris. You don't want to die any time soon. Oh, well, that's good news, isn't it, Michael? Now, Michael, you're not just saying that so that I feel good, are you? Is that true, or are you just saying that to make me feel good? Which is it? John, Ben has lovely legs. What, Ben Shepherd? How can you have seen his legs? I've never seen his legs. He's got lovely legs. And I like tipping point. I call it penny push. Penny push. That's good, that, isn't it? You know, in the arcades, they got them at Skegness. Penny push. Although it's like 10 pence now, isn't it? Alan, you are very rich, Chris, and you're going to live a long life. I'm not very rich, Alan. I'm not very rich. I'm comfortable. I'm certainly not very rich, my dear. You know. David, sometimes, Chris, you look like Vinnie Jones. Yeah, you want some, do you, mate? Come on. Come on, then. Come on. Ian Days, good morning. I can tell that your hand needs a wash. You reckon? Filthy hands, dear. I'll have you know I have a wash before I come on this programme. I wash and brush my teeth. I've had my breakfast. Several cups of tea. Oh, just a second. Oh, going up there. Thomas H says it's a sin to be late. It is a sin. Ask Father David at the church. It is a sin to be late. Let's have a look. Joanna. Oh, you're talking to each other, are you there? Okay. I think you're chatting to each other there. Yeah, I shall wash my hands again a little bit later. Matthew, did you? Yes, I said hello to you, Matthew. Good morning, Matthew. And Dan and Jane as well. Being very careful there. Anyway, so last night, as I say, went round to my brother-in-law's, my sister's house, and we had our weekly trip to Skegness. Of course, we haven't been for 2 months. It was so nice to be back there. And now we left the house at about, a little bit later than we normally do, about 7 o'clock at night. So we drive down to Skegness. Roads were fairly empty, but it's light again now. A few weeks we were doing that and it was pitch black, but of course it's light now. So we got there, got to the fish and chip shop, which was busier than it has been over the last few weeks. The trawler's catch, that's where we go and have fish and chips. Well, I have baked beans and chips. I think I had 2 lots of chips last night because my sister, she orders hers. She never eats all the chips, right? And the great big bits of fish they put on there. They both had fish and chips. Massive bits of fish. Haddock and chips, the pair of them had. And I bought the dinner yesterday because they'd come round here on the Monday afternoon to get the caravan ready for me, turned on the water and the gas and everything, which was kind of them. And from there, by the time we finished our chips and all that, we came out of there and we have a little walk along the coast, along the sea, only about like 5-10 minutes or so, which is nice. It's lovely to feel the sea breeze. It wasn't particularly cold last night, I have to say, but it got cold quickly. So by the time we got back in the car, then we drove around, got my cheap petrol from Asda. What did I pay yesterday? $1.17 I think I paid yesterday for my petrol yesterday. $1.17 a litre. And then we went to Aldi. They were struggling with 2 spillages in there. Not from us. 2 spillages in there last night. There was about 3 of them, which is almost all the staff. As you well know, if you go into an Aldi, there's like about 2 staff in there who are absolutely working their socks off. Aren't they, in Aldi? And they were struggling with 2 spillages that were in there. One had that machine, with the 2 brushes. And it appeared, I think it was there was cat litter or something. And they'd put the cat litter on whatever had spilled. And then this machine had come up. Whether or not they'd picked up the cat litter or they were trying to use this machine to pick up the cat litter. And it completely ruined the floor. There were now scratch marks going round like that on the floor. And they're all in a little bit of a panic. Because they're not cleaners, are they? But the Aldi staff work damn hard. They really do. This thing was like a floor polishing machine. But I think, I would imagine you're supposed to pick the cat litter up first before you polish it. Otherwise it's just going to scratch all the floor. And it looked to me like that's what had happened. They're all panicking about that. So we had that and came back here. Fantastic day yesterday. Busy day yesterday, but I like a busy day, Let's have a look. Michael says it's true, he's 62 and you'll be fine, Chris. You're still a spring chicken. I wish I was, Michael. Not a spring chicken now, dear. No, 56 now, dear. 57 next year. Mike, when I get a muffin maker, I'm going to try a vegetarian sausage and egg muffin with cheese. Yeah, you need to watch out for those. Some of the vegetarian sausages are good, some aren't. Some of them taste, how would you say, a bit bleachy. They taste like bleach, some of those vegetarian. I don't know why. Good vegetarian sausages, the best ones are Linda McCartney ones. Linda McCartney vegetarian sausages. Absolutely delicious. They actually taste better to me than normal sausages. They're really nice, they are. So try some of those. The Quorn sausages are all right. They can be a little bit dry, the Quorn sausages. Okay? That's because there's no fat in them. In my George Foreman grill, if I put a Quorn item in there, steaks, burgers, sausages, you close the thing and it cooks the thing. You know the bit at the front of the thing where it catches the grease? Nothing. Not a drip. They're absolutely fat-free, that Quorn stuff. Very good for you, it must be. John's packing his cases for our holiday to Bali tonight. All my friends just been over there. He said, I must warn you, John, it's blisteringly hot there at the moment. Blister. My mate went out there and he could only sunbathe 10 minutes at a time before he had to get back in the pool. And that was under a tree. You couldn't sit in the sun. It's really hot there. Have a lovely time, John. Tommy, I will buy the burgers from Iceland at 7 o'clock and be at karaoke by 8. Frozen food lasts 12 hours. Oh, well, yeah. I know this. I claimed against my energy supply when I had a power cut. Don't blame you, mate. Absolutely. Right, let's do a few stories today. I've pulled up a few stories for you on the news thing, gang. Where's our first one? I've discovered I use notes. I use this notes thing. Let me see there. I use this iPad thing to do my stories. And what happens is I go through the papers, and I before I do the show, around about 8:15 in the morning, I've started going through the papers online, and and then you get all these stories come up. I've discovered, because usually they're all in the front of me like that. So well, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've usually got about 8 stories ready. Sometimes we don't do any of them. Sometimes one, just depends on time really. But I discovered that I can actually put these in order. Watch. So all I've got to do is hold up there and put it up there, and it changes the order. So I could actually sort the order out of the stories before. Usually I'm flicking up and down. What one shall I do next? Don't know. And then not in any sort of order or anything like that. Corn gives you wind. Oh no! Do you know, that's funny you should say that, John. My special doctor down the Royal Free Hospital, he told me that. I said, have you ever had any of those? Have you had a corn steak pie? Oh, they're delicious. Absolutely delicious. Corn steak pies. Try one of those. And he said that. He said, I find them a bit windy. Or maybe that's my problem. Right. Spiders. We're not fans of spiders here, are we? Anyone a fan of spiders? What about those people, they keep tarantulas as pets? Why would you want one of those? Crawling around. I think it's cruel. Crawling around in some sort of glass cabinet or something like that. And then they escape, don't they? Oh, where's the spider gone? Oh my God, it's escaped. You'd never sleep again until you found it, would you? You just wouldn't. Well, it depends where you are in the UK for spiders. Oh, you like the iPad? This is an Apple iPad holder from the Apple store. Okay, not cheap, but fantastic. It's got a little stand. Look at this. Can you see that there? Look, it's got a little stand. Look, isn't that good? And you can adjust it. You can adjust it like that. Look at that. It's good, isn't it? Little stand on the back. Look, very, very well made. This. It depends where you're living in Britain to where you get bitten by spiders. In the Sun this morning, Essex. Are you in Essex? Oh dear. Essex has been revealed as Britain's spider bite capital. Spider bite. Oh, the light's faded, isn't it? No, what it is, the sun's gone in. I didn't have the lights bright enough in the first place. Oh dear, hang on a minute. Oh, we faded a bit. It's all faded. The sun's gone. It was really bright. I should have turned the lights up. Actually, there we go. Is that better? There it goes. Back. Oh, we are back again. Well, I'm coming back so I can love you. It's all very professional in here, isn't it? Is that better? There you go. We've brightened up a little bit now. Okay. Essex has been revealed as Britain's spider bite capital, with 450 attacks over the last 5 years. Don't want to go to Essex. Very dangerous place to. Danger. 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 Mid-Essex Hospital Services NHS Trust in Chelmsford reported the most spider bites incidents in the country, with 457 spider bites. This is Essex. Don't go to Essex. More dangerous than Australia. Michael's in Australia. He hasn't been bitten by a spider yet, have you? Or a crocodile. It was followed by Barking and Havering and Redbridge University Hospital's NHS Trust, with 249 suspected spider bites since 2013. Other trusts that are in the top 5, so these are the areas you want to avoid if you don't want to be bitten by a spider in the UK, were Western Sussex Hospitals, Torbay and South Devon. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Because that's down south, Torbay and South Devon. So it's warmer down there. Presumably anyone in the Shetlands has never even seen a spider. That's where you want to be. Mid Cheshire Hospital's NHS Foundation as well. It comes after experts have warned biting noble false widow spiders are spreading out of control. Are we there? Are we back? Sorry, I think you might have lost us for a moment or two there. There we are. I think we're back. Fingers crossed we're back. We're carrying. We're nearly finished now anyway, boys and girls. So watch out for those spiders. Keep away from those areas, okay? Terrible. Keep away from the spider areas. Dear me. Alrighty. I saw that you lost us then for a moment or two. We had a little bit of a connection difficulty there. Sorry about that, gang. Let's do today's birthdays then. It's birthday time here on the 4th of April 2019. And happy birthday. There's quite a lot of birthdays today. James Friel. Morning, James. Happy birthday to James Friel on this Wednesday. 44 years old today. Joanna. Oh, it's your birthday today, Joanna. Good morning, Joanna. Happy birthday to you. Is she with us this morning, Joanna? I'm not sure she's there, is she? Did she say hello right at the beginning of the show? She might have done. There's she, right at the beginning. There you are. Joanna is with us this morning. Morning, Joanna. Didn't know it was your birthday today. Happy birthday, darling. 54 years old. Happy birthday. All right. Denise Michelle Evans is 50 years old today. Good morning, Denise. Happy birthday. Jay Passy, 46. Jay Passy, 46. Does horses. Good morning, Jay. Happy birthday. Daam Costite is 28 years old today. Says Razak. Good morning, Says. Happy birthday. Angel Hatter Rubio, 36 years old today. Christ, it seems a lifetime since I saw you. Happy birthday, Angel. One of our Black Cat boys when he was much younger. DJ Vassbox, 48 years old today. Shaun Ryan, good morning, cousin. Shaun Ryan is 45 years old today in Australia. Mark Geddes, good morning, Mark, who's a big ABBA fan, same as me. Happy birthday. The lovely Dan Moore. Hello, Dan. I worked with him in Clapham for a while. 29 years old today. And Alison Alman. It's her birthday as well today. So happy birthday, boys and girls. Hope you have a wonderful time on your birthday. Okie doke. See if I've got any more little messages there come through. Because I lost those a moment ago. Maybe I can't get those back now. I think they've disappeared. Nope, they've disappeared now. I can't get those. Oh, hang on. There's probably a separate stream started. Oh, that's mucked it all up, isn't it? Oh, there it is. Look, is that me as well? Yeah, we're in two places this morning, aren't we now? Oh dear. Sorry. Oh dear. It's Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. I beg your pardon. All right. I can't pick up the last lot of messages, unfortunately, because they've disappeared now from my viewing. Sorry about that. We did get cut off there for a moment. All right, that's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much for joining us, boys and girls. Hopefully be with you again at some point tomorrow. Now I've got to get this bed ready to move this bed out of the house, ready for the new one to arrive at some time after 12 o'clock. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching and listening, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye now.